Hey guys, wanted to share with you the overview of a profit loss statement. And we'll do this multiple times throughout the year. And I know in the beginning it looks like a very complex thing that we do, but again, we'll take it one piece at a time. And I think this will all make sense to you after you do this a couple times. So now let me show you. This is a typical assignment page. I do have some directions here, and we'll explain in separate videos on how to do everything. But let me show you the profit loss statement. This, again, a Google Drive assignment will take you out to a Google Sheet, and we'll go back and we'll have to go back and add some things on here. So for example, if I need to do for February 2020, I want to go back and type in that information here, replace that placeholder text. We always compare this year to last year for things. We look at the amount of actually change for the amount of dollars that we made or lost, and also the percentage change. We don't look necessarily at individual items here, we go by categories. So we have a category for gym clothes, sweat clothes. Sweat clothes would include the hoodies, crews, sweat pants included on that. Shirts would be tees, long sleeve, performance weight, polos. Food would be all the food items. School supplies could be like CPR kits, notebooks, pencils, pens. Gifts, you know, we have some things in there for gifts. I'm thinking like neckties, umbrellas. Um, Not a lot. We have the plush eagle. We have the blankets in the store that would be called classified there. Hats would be your baseball caps. It could be a beanie. It could be a visor. That's what we're looking at there. Cups. We have ceramic mugs. We have the water bottles. Again, they would all classify in each of these categories. Just to point out to you, if we do ship something to a customer, if it's bought online, it's a $10 flat USPS fee that we charge. So that would be here. So we would include that. And then every now and then we get something called consignment. Typically, um, in the past before, some principals have bought like Spirit shirts, like End Zone shirts. Um, Again, it just went along with a certain theme. Usually by the end of the season, they give them to me to get rid of. So that's where I classify it as consignment there. So again, we have categories here, and we'll show you how we can group everything from the sales information sheets and put them in these categories so you can easily go back and calculate everything. We're also going to look at, in the same categories, the actual cost. So at the very top, this is our sales. This is what we brought in. This is what we sold it for. It could be retail, it could be at a discounted rate, but this is the actual sale price. This is the cost area. So again, we want to know, out of all the gym clothes that we sold in the month of February 2019, I want to know what we paid for the gym clothes. Okay. And then by having the sales and the costs, I can determine profit. And then finally, we have a summary down here. So technically, the gym clothes, the store doesn't own, the district owns. And really for PE, they don't require students to wear gym clothes. They have to wear a change of clothes, so it's not required. So we don't get a lot of sales in this anyway. But I typically take out all the gym clothes, so I'm comparing apples to apples, meaning I want to look and see how our sales, not including gym clothes, look from year to year. And then finally, at the very bottom, I have sort of a breakdown. And again, this is more or less just copying information over from like a PDF or a JPEG on things. But it talks about like how much did I sell? Were there returns? What kind of discounts did I take? What kind of tax I collected? And that's important because twice a year I have to file a sales tax, or it's called a use tax, with the state of Pennsylvania. So I have one that will be filed January 1st, and that goes from July 1 to December 31st. So all the sales tax we collect on items that we sell that are taxable. Not everything's taxable, but again, I've got to collect that money and keep that aside. So I do keep track of tax for the first half of the year and also for the second half of the year. So then we do another one on the 1st or the 31st of June, and we go from there. I also keep track of payment methods, and payment methods I think is important to understand. We used to be cash only. Now we do credit. We have a lot more sales and credit. We do offer gift cards. A lot of people don't even know that. Typically, I do promote the store by giving gift cards to new hires to the district or to the high school. Try to entice them to come in to spend some money, and usually I do it's like a $25 gift card. But we do give gift cards out there that can be used and redeemed. We could have people paying by check, and if someone's paying by credit, typically there's going to be a fee involved that we pay Square. So if I sell a hoodie for 25 bucks, we ring it up on a credit like a Visa card, we're not getting 25 bucks out of that. Square's taking a cut, Visa's taking a cut of that. So again, the amount will be a little bit less, but again, we keep track of that, so we have records of this. But this is what a profit loss would look like. And what we're going to do, again, I'll show you in future videos or separate videos on how do we calculate all this stuff and where does all this data come from. But this is a general overview of a profit loss statement.